This week's Torah portion is the portion Parashat Bereishit. We all know that Bereishit is one of the most difficult Torah portions to understand. After all, it's the creation of the world, the creation of mankind, the creation of all creations that inhabit the face of this earth as we know it. But I want to share with you one story, which I think is so important for us to understand and comprehend, and it is something that we can relate to. Bereishit, the root word of Bereishit, is the word Rosh. Rosh means head. Head means heading, the beginning. Rav Shamshon Raphael Hirsch explains that Rosh, Resh, Aleph, Shin, can also be related to Resh, Ayin, Shin, which is Ra'ash, noise. Rachash, Resh, Chet, Shin, Lihitrachesh, means to make happen, to transpire. The point of Rosh, the point of the beginning, where everything is onset, the head of this world, if you may, God decided that from the very beginning, the point and the head of this world should be Lihitrachesh, to make things happen, Lihitraesh, to make Ra'ash, to make noise in this world. In other words, to have impact on civilization. And so I want to share something with you by which we exhibit, or there was exhibited, a new beginning that began to make noise. Many months ago, or a few months ago, I shared with you a story whereby there was a gentleman who was threatening to take his life. This was on Erev Shabbat, on a Friday, and it was a very bad situation, obviously, and quite dire. And he was threatening to leap from his building. Erev Shabbat, a few hours before Shabbat, I got a call that this was going on from his wife, and she said she didn't know what to do. I looked at my wife and I said, it's a few hours before Shabbat. I don't know how long this is going to take, but I should go. She said, absolutely. I took a little bag with me in case I'd be stuck there over Shabbat. I hopped in my car and I drove to Yerushalayim. I was able to communicate with this fellow, and slowly but surely, I'm not saying this for bragging rights, but I'm very proud of the fact that, Baruch Hashem, I was able to save his life. And I calmed him down and spoke to him and demonstrated support and demonstrated that there are many reasons to continue to live. And he found that communique effective enough that he decided not to do anything, and we sedated him, calmed down. And then I followed up with his wife and heard that things are going okay and that he's kind of stable. And we moved on, and I hadn't heard from his wife or him from then on, but I put him in touch with a psychologist that I work in conjunction with. That psychologist followed up with him, and thank God, as far as I knew, things were stable. But I hadn't heard from them in a long time. This past week, I went to a comedy show on Chol Hamoed Sukkot. As I exited from the show, I saw this gentleman for the first time since that Friday in which he was threatening to take his life, and thank God he was saved. And when I saw him, he didn't recognize me at first, but then he did, and I burst out in tears, and we hugged each other. And I said, how amazing it is to see that you have a new beginning, to find you at a comedy show, to be able to laugh and enjoy life. He said, Rabbi, I want you to know you saved my life. I'm in a completely different place now. I've started all over. I see an addiction therapist regularly. Your psychologist that you put me in touch with has absolutely made the entire difference in making this shidduch, this connection with this therapist, and I'm at a different place. I'm a different person. I'm a different human being. I have been created again. I have been given a rosh, a beginning, a new start to start my life again. And I have created new horizons for myself, a new marriage. I'm comfortable and happy with myself, and I realize that this is what I have to do, but I thank God and I thank you for offering me this new beginning. I am not saying this to you to tout my accomplishments, although I am very proud of it. And Baruch Hashem, I feel worthy that I merited this opportunity. But I'm saying to you this thought because this story reveals what it means to have Bereishit. The idea of having a new beginning, of having creation, was completely predicated upon the ability for us to impact society, the ability for us to lihitrachesh, to make things happen, and to make ra'ash, to make noise in this world, to have impact in positive ways. May God continue to provide all of us with a Bereishit, Berosh u'Barishana, to be the heads, to think about new ways in which we can impact the people around us and have positive influence on this world that God has given to us through His creation and invited us to create as well. This is the Torah way, it is the Jewish way. And I do believe that Gila sends these things my way because it is Gila's way. Shabbat Shalom.